Yeah, it's right around 6:30, 6:40 p.m. on Saturday, April 20th, 2024. I thought that once this bathroom was renovated, which it was a week ago, there wouldn't be any surveillance-based aggression or harassment coming from the psychopath who Greenville chooses to continue to house in Unit 78, even though they told me that they moved her out of 78 2 years ago and that she still lives in the building. She's continually engaging in the same exact pattern of aggression, surveillance-based stalking and harassment from behind this wall as she did during the 9 years that she officially lived in Unit 78 between 2013 and 2022. And also 10 days ago in court, Mr. Eliseyev, the property manager, testified that the violent thug directly below in 76 was no longer in 76 because 76 was being renovated and was vacant because the judge had asked Mr. Eliseyev if they needed to move me to do renovations in this unit if there was another available unit. And Mr. Eliseyev said, yes, 76 is vacant. It's being renovated. Well, as of yesterday afternoon, which was Friday, the same violent thug that was housed in Unit 76 directly below this one between 2020 and I guess a month ago has apparently returned to Unit 76. And just now, when I tried to use my toilet, the same exact pattern of violent aggression that is surveillance based that I experience on a regular basis when trying to use the toilet in this bathroom happened from Unit 78 and from Unit 76 at the same time while I was sitting on this toilet. And I've reported this for years, that the psycho sex offender named Jasmine Irizarry, who has lived in Unit 78 since 2013, likes to get aggressive and intrusive against this wall right here, somewhere in this corner, when I try to use this toilet. And at the same time, the violent thug directly below in 76, who is like compulsively violent, this person has some severe aggression issues, he starts making repeated pounding noises somewhere directly below this bathroom or below my kitchen sink when I try to use the facilities in this bathroom when I'm trying to sit on the toilet. And this happened just now at right around 6:25 p.m. and today's Saturday, April 20th. As soon as I sat down on this toilet, somebody who likes to smoke behind this wall right here started filling this entire corner with marijuana smoke. And it was like intense. You could suddenly smell it all of a sudden. It's marijuana. And no, it's not anything that I'm doing on the toilet. It's marijuana that you can also smell out by my kitchen sink. And it comes from behind this wall right here. And at the same time, someone who's somewhere in the vicinity of Unit 78 started smacking this part of the wall right here. So that's the bathroom of Unit 78. And then as soon as I got up and exited this bathroom, the thug directly below in 76 started making violent pounding noises directly beneath right here. This is the same exact pattern of aggression and harassment that I've experienced while using the toilet in this bathroom for years now. And it always comes at the same time from 78 and from 76 when I'm sitting on the toilet. And that just happened right now. And at the same time, when I went out to this sink right here, the marijuana is most intense right here. It's most intense right here, and it comes from 78 because while Unit 76 was vacant, according to the property manager, over the last 2 weeks, there have been intense marijuana smoke coming from this wall right here that was not coming from below because Mr. Eliseyev, the property manager, stated in court that 76 was empty. So the violent pounding, and it is violent, it sounds like this person is slamming furniture against the walls, happens right below here. And this happened as soon as I exited my bathroom and came to stand at the sink after using the toilet. The violent thug directly below 76, who apparently was moved out of 76 temporarily, but now has been placed back, started engaging in the same exact pattern of very aggressive banging noises directly below wherever I happen to be standing after I use the bathroom or when I'm using the bathroom. And at the same time, there's intense marijuana coming from behind this wall that Jasmine Irizarry, the registered sex offender, the psychopath, the stalker, and the surveillance expert, according to Greenville, has been housed since 2013. I'm not quite sure why they put her back in Unit 78, but she's obviously back in 78, and she doesn't try to be quiet about it. somebody is constantly dropping heavy buckets behind this sink right here in the shower stall of 78, or that's what it sounds like it is, and letting their presence known. And this often happens when I try to use a toilet in my bathroom. So we're dealing with two very mentally disturbed psychos. Irizarry is verifiably a psychopath, according to what the Boston police have told me about her. She's a registered sex offender. That can be looked up in the sex offender registry. And the violent thug directly below physically assaulted me at my door a number of times over the last couple of years because he thinks he has the right to come up to my door and confront me about things that he can somehow have knowledge of me doing in this unit, which obviously, supports the fact that there's surveillance devices in this unit and that my activities are being somehow doxed to the surrounding units. This creep directly below in 76 confronted me about the hair on my chin. How does he know I have hair on my chin? I don't go anywhere near him. And when he was shouting at me about the hair on my chin, I was standing about 30 feet away down the hall. I didn't want to go near him, and he was standing in front of my door, blocking my access to my own residence. That was actually in February of this year, so just 2 months ago. Now he's back, and he's repeatedly pounding the area below where I happen to stand to let me know that he knows where I am in this unit. This keeps happening. This is unbelievable. In spite of multiple complaints to Greenville management about the violent, intrusive behavior of the sex offender, Irizarry, directly behind this wall when I try to use my toilet, and of the violent thug directly below my feet, usually when I'm standing at my sink after washing, while I'm washing my hands after using the toilet, he becomes violent and aggressive because he has this thing with, I don't know, me using the toilet and washing my hands. This is unbelievable. And at the same time, Irizarry, the sex offender and psychopath, has been specializing in propagating intense amounts of fumes and odors from behind this wall since she was placed in Unit 78 behind this wall in 2013. She continues to engage in that same exact identical pattern of intense fume and smoke propagation. It's like a bunch of odors. And no, it has nothing to do with me using the bathroom, you idiots. It's marijuana and cigars. And it's always the same exact set of smoke and fumes. And it comes from directly behind this wall. We have to call Greenville because they have refused to move these two very mentally disturbed, verifiable offenders. So obviously the thug directly below in 76 has some violence issues and probably has quite a criminal record since he's shoved me at my door for no reason on several occasions. And I'm assuming he does that to other people as well. That kind of behavior is not just reserved for one person. And sex offender Irizarry is in the Massachusetts Sex Offender Registry. So that's a fact. She's a mentally disturbed psycho who sexually harasses people when they try to use their toilet. So what time is it?
Hello,
right around 7.
Our office hours are from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Our office is currently closed. If this is an emergency, please press 1. Otherwise, press 2 to leave a voicemail for the front office. After the tone, please leave a detailed message with your name and number so we may get back to you when we return.
Yeah, hi. It's right around 7 p.m. on Saturday, April 20th, 2024. I'm calling from Unit 89 to report that I just tried to use the facilities in my bathroom quietly and with the lights off. And while trying to use the facilities in my bathroom, the sex offender and psychopath named Jasmine Irizarry, who you guys continue to house in Unit 78, that is located directly behind my toilet and behind the wall of my kitchen sink, started engaging in some very aggressive smoke and fume propagation from behind the wall of my bathroom, which is the wall of her bathroom. And it's always marijuana smoke and something that smells like cigars. And that happens every single time I try to use a toilet in that bathroom. I've made multiple complaints about Irizarry's aggressive and intrusive behavior towards me while I try to use the facilities in my bathroom. It's always when I try to use the facilities, and you guys refuse to move her to a more appropriate housing facility. At the same time, the violent thug directly below in 76, who came up to my door 2 months ago in February and physically assaulted me at my door while I was trying to return to my unit. This violent thug is once again back in Unit 76 directly below because he started making repeated, very violent pounding noises directly beneath my feet when I was standing at my sink trying to wash my hands after using the facilities in my bathroom this evening. This happened within the space of just a couple of minutes at the same time. So the harassment from 78 was coming at the same time as the harassment at 76. And this happens when I try to use the toilet in my bathroom. You guys have refused to move these two mentally disturbed and verifiably aggressive offenders from the unit next to mine, which is 78, and from the unit below mine, which is 76. And the result is that I can't use my bathroom with any degree of privacy or safety because these two violent offenders become extremely aggressive and intrusive whenever I do try to use the toilet in my bathroom. This is always when I try to use the toilet. It's not when I walk into my bathroom and just stare at the walls or start, picking my fingernails. It happens when I physically have to remove clothing. They become violent and aggressive and intrusive, and this often happens at the same time. Once again, I was aggressively harassed just now when trying to use a toilet in my bathroom by Jasmine Arizari, the sex offender who you guys have been housing directly behind my bathroom in Unit 78 since 2013. She's obviously still in this building, and apparently you've moved her back into Unit 78, and you've also moved the violent thug in 76 directly below back into Unit 76 over the last few days. There have been no pounding or banging noises from Unit 76 for several weeks now, and all of a sudden, 2 days ago, the violent pounding and banging from directly below started happening once again, and I reported yesterday afternoon that there was someone making pounding noises directly beneath my bed as soon as I sat up in bed and tried to get up. And this is the same exact pattern of harassment and stalking from the violent thug directly below in 76 that I've been experiencing over the last few years. So you've put those two sex offenders back into their units, and they're back up to their aggressive harassment whenever I try to do anything that involves the removal of clothing. If you have any questions, I can be reached at 617-459-0208. And also, while I was sitting on my toilet, somebody in the bathroom of 78 started pounding the area behind my shower stall. So there were pounding and banging noises from the bathroom of 78 just now, and also from directly below 76 at the same time while I was trying to use the facilities in my bathroom. I've reported this on dozens of occasions over the last couple of years. You guys know that you're housing some violent and mentally disturbed offenders in 78 and 76, and you have refused to permanently remove these individuals from the units directly adjacent to mine, and they continue to cause some severe safety concerns and privacy issues, as well as breaches of the lease. This violates the clause of quiet enjoyment, and this keeps happening, and this has been happening for years, and you refuse to do anything about it. If you have any questions, I can be reached at 617-459-0208. I'll be following up with a written notification, and I'll be taking all of this to court. I am recording this voicemail for legal purposes because I cannot use my bathroom with any degree of privacy or safety without having to deal with violent pounding and banging against the shared walls of my bathroom by somebody in the bathroom of Unit 78, and from violent pounding and banging against the floor of my kitchen as soon as I try to wash my hands after using the toilet by somebody who's violent directly below in Unit 76. And these are the same two offenders who've been doing this for years. Thank you. Yeah, well, I have a great court case now because they've refused to respond to dozens of emails about violent pounding and banging that happens suddenly when I try to use my bathroom. It has been completely silent up until the time that I tried to sit on my toilet, and that's when the psycho sex offender in 78 started violently pounding the area behind my shower stall when I sat on the toilet. She wants to make me uncomfortable, and she wants to let me know that she can see what I'm doing in that bathroom. And then, of course, when I went to try to wash my hands at my sink, the violent thug directly below in 76, the one who keeps coming up to my door and physically assaulting me in front of my door because he says he can have knowledge of what I do in this unit, he started repeatedly pounding the area directly below my kitchen sink. This did not happen at any point before or after I use my bathroom. I have been up for about an hour now washing dishes. There have been no pounding noises. This only was happening when I use the toilet because they can see what I do in there, and that's what everybody keeps telling me. And Greenville themselves have admitted that there are surveillance devices in this unit. So has the Boston Police Department, including detectives who told me that they knew that there are surveillance devices in this unit in 2021, but they don't know if they're still there. Well, obviously they're still there. The surveillance devices are still in this unit because I keep getting aggressively harassed when I try to use the toilet from people who should have absolutely no knowledge of what I do in my bathroom because I'm very quiet about it, and I usually keep the lights off.